One great feature that comes with our Swivl Pro accounts is the ability to create multi-camera videos. If you're interested in making a video where you are capturing yourself with the Swivl while recording something on your screen or under your hover cam, please stick around to learn more. Before we can start screencasting using our Swivl, we need to run a download and get a program on our desktop or our MacBook. In order to do this, please head to this website. You can also find this linked in the description. So once you're at swivls.com/downloads, we are looking for the Teams Screencast app, and you're either going to select the Mac app if you're using a MacBook, or select Windows app if you're using a desktop. I'm on my MacBook right now. I'm going to go ahead and select Mac app. And once you select either of these buttons, in the lower left-hand corner of your screen, you're probably going to notice something downloading. After you select the download, you should get some fairly simple instructions to follow, and this program is now going to be placed on your device. For my desktop users, you're probably going to notice that this app is now on your desktop, and you can launch it whenever you need it. For my Mac users, you're going to need to find this new program in the application folder and probably go ahead and stick it in your dock at the bottom of the screen. For both Mac and Windows, you may have to grant some permissions such as can it use the microphone, can it record your screen, and the setup is pretty easy and it gives you good instructions for both. So just follow along, and if you have any questions, reach out. The very first step in this process is going to be to head to the Swivl app on your iPad and select Record. Remember, this is only available while recording. We cannot screencast while live streaming with Zoom. After we select Record, we're going to look on the left-hand side of our screen and select Screencast. After you select Screencast, you're going to notice this screen appear on the app. This 5-character code is very important, and we're going to be coming back to this in just a little bit. After using the Swivl app on your iPad and launching the Screencast, we're now going to go back to our desktop MacBook, and we're going to launch the Teams Screencast software. I'm currently on my MacBook, and you can see in the bottom of my dock I have this application placed here. If you're on your desktop, that application probably got thrown on the desktop screen somewhere. This is the symbol that you're looking for. After you launch the Teams Screencast app, we need to go ahead and enter 3 pieces of information: the PIN, the video source, and the audio. You're going to be able to find the PIN using the app from your iPad. A few moments ago, we launched Screencast on the app, and we found this 5-character PIN. Let's go back and take a look at that real quick. I've noticed that this join PIN code is the same every time you join a session. I've also noticed that once you type it in once, you don't have to type it in again even after you exit out of the Teams Screencast app. The next thing we need to select is the video source. And depending on what setup you have in your room, you may have different options than what I'm about to show you. When we look at the video source options, you're probably going to notice Screen 1, Screen 2, if you're on a MacBook, you could see the FaceTime camera, and if you have a hover cam, you're going to see that as an option. I would suggest that you go with Screen 1 or Screen 2. For most classrooms, I think Screen 2 would be the best option. That's going to show what we're dragging up to our projector, and we could also drag our hover cam screen to the projector. That way the students in class can see what we're doing, and we're recording for the students that are at home at the same time. It would be really nice if we could just select hover cam and share what we're doing underneath our document camera, but this option is not a choice for us. The next thing we have to pick is audio. And again, depending on your setup, you could have a lot of different choices, but what you're looking for is anything that says default. The last thing you need to decide on is, do you want this screen to minimize after recording starts? I like to leave mine up because it's going to allow me to double check and make sure that my screencast is working. So after I've filled out all this information, we're going to go ahead and hit join. And I should be able to see a preview of what is up on screen 2 at this time. I currently have the Wayland Union webpage up on screen 2, and that's what is being reflected on the app at this time. You can notice up at the top it says the session has not started yet. Before we can start recording, we got to jump back to the iPad one more time. Let's go check that out. Once we're back on our iPad on the Swivl app, I'm going to go ahead and hit the record button. After I select record on the Swivl app on the iPad, I can double check to make sure this screencast is working by checking to see if the recording time here matches up with what's on the iPad. When I'm ready to end this screencast, I go back to the iPad, I hit end, and my video is going to successfully start uploading. So after that short countdown timer ends, you can see that my video is uploading and it will be placed in my Swivl account. Using the Swivl account on a desktop or MacBook, I can see any recent activity that I have, and I can see that my screencast was able to upload to my account, and any of these screencasts will be titled multi-camera by default. You can always go in and rename them if needed. So let's check out what this looks like. So this is what the students would be seeing. On one side of the video, they would see the video that was being captured by the Swivl app on the iPad. On the second side of the screen, they would see whatever was being captured by that screen recording app. So in this case, the students were seeing a website. They could also see a Google Slide, a Google Doc. They could see what's underneath your hover cam as you annotate and work on documents in class. The students also have the ability to place either of these videos in full screen as they're watching this recording. So I could go over to my teacher and go full screen, and then when they switch to the hover camera solving some problems, I could see what's underneath that in more detail. The students have the ability to bounce back and forth and do this whenever they'd like. I hope you find this helpful, and as always, if you need any help completing these steps and getting yourself up and running with screencasting, please feel free to reach out.